Hey guys, so this is going to be a chat session for the night. I'm just going to be leaving this running while I am working on my videos that I'm uploading for the night. So if anybody decides to come in, then they can chat. I just need the watch time for the channel, so I thought I would run through here and see what, if anybody was up still, and if so, if they wanted to come in and just say hi and chat. I'm not going to necessarily share out the link over through social media because I am at the moment, like I said, uploading videos and trying to get the members' videos up on the site, magslottery.com, so that they can see what is in the videos that I recorded tonight for the upcoming draws and information on the Cash 3, Cash 4, Cash Pop. And plus, I did go and post a bunch of videos earlier, so it's possible that this notification may not even show up until like tomorrow for some people, or as I seen earlier, somebody had messaged me the other day and they got it like a week later. So, sometimes that does happen. I have no control over like when the notifications do go out though. So, like I said, it may be possible that nobody got the notification. So, like, usually on weekends on my website, I usually do like no audio on my videos. I post the content and then just do no audio for weekends. So it kind of gives me a little bit of a break in between all the work that I do during the week. So tonight I actually did the recording. So that's why it's taking me a little longer to get the content up for anyone that shows up that may be a member on the site. Too bad I can't like cross-reference the live over to my other YouTube channel and then piggyback off of that with the watch time. But the last live that I did, you guys helped me out tremendously, which I appreciate, because it ended up giving me quite a bit of time. I think it gave me like 30-40 hours off of it by the time it was all said and done. So it definitely was a help. And also, for anybody that is in, you can also go through like some of the other videos on the channel, and if you comment your state, I will try to put that into a rotation for Cash 3 or Cash 4. And it's better too if not only do you like, give me your state, but also make sure that you put down what games you play. So like, for instance, if your state has like Cash 3, Cash 4, Cash Pop, Cash 5, and then even a Pick 2 or Cash 2 or whatever they call it, whatever games you typically play, whenever the videos are posted, let me know which games you play. Because sometimes I'll have like not really just necessarily extra time, because I have loads of stuff to do in regards for the content and all that I'm working on. But when I have a spare moment, I can go through and try to look up a couple of things and try to make a real quick video. So it all depends on, whatever state and game it is. Especially if it's a state that I'm already pulling content on, I can always kind of throw out a little something extra as well. But like I said, if you guys are here, I'm saying, hey, I don't know if the notifications went out because of the fact that I did post several videos earlier tonight, and sometimes that throws the notifications off. But I'm needing a watch time for the channel. Again, like, the first, like, benchmark or spot that they have on there that you need to reach is like 3,000 hours worth of watch time, which is considerably a lot, but not as much as the next one, which is 4,000, which is originally what it was for my other channel, which took a minute. But I figured, like I said, I'd just come hang out, do some of these lives. You guys helped me out last time, so it, you know, it sped things up a little bit. So I think I'm at like 95 hours out of the 3,000, so I've got a little bit to go. So I will probably be pumping out videos this weekend. Usually anything that I post on the channel, if you're a member of my site, you already have it plus more being posted there. Although this weekend I may end up just try to focus on this channel just to try to get some watches, because if I can average out like X amount of videos and each one has an average of X amount of time watched, because I usually only put up like a minute and 1 second video, and usually like an average of about 30 to 40 seconds is watched. So I only need like, you know, 2,500 videos, right? So I'm going to go through and do some math tonight and actually see how many would I actually need in order to cap out my 3 grand of hours needed, which, you know, live streams usually are the best way to do it. And then if I had tickets to scratch, I would just go and scratch the tickets and go live doing that. But unfortunately, the place that I'm at right now, I don't really have a store nearby that's even open. Everything's pretty well closed down come 10, 11 o'clock, and by the time I got to the store, you know, they'd be closed or already closed. So that doesn't help on that. So as far as what I'm doing right now is I'm updating the site off the videos that I just did earlier. For those looking for the converted mini grid that are not a member of the site but do want to see it or what have you, I am about to place that into the store on my site, which is on, I only put them up for like 99 cents because it's like the cheapest thing I can put it up. I can't put up anything any cheaper than that because they take fees and stuff out of it, so I just do it for like 99 cents. It's no big deal. But I'm about to post that. I just did the 2 videos for the Cash 3, Cash 4, Cash Pop. And then I did my spacing video, which, you know, my members are familiar with what that is, which is breaking down workouts to find the next hit. Sorry, guys. I'm not used to talking so much, apparently. Darn. About choked over here. So anyhow, and it's kind of hot in here too. Hey, what's up? Pastel, how's it going? For anybody that like knows me over the last few days, knows that my air conditioner has been making some really loud noises, and so you don't hear it right now. You probably hear the fan running, but it's hot in here right at the moment. So I'm definitely trying to keep cool. Alright, I gotta do CG. Alright, so I'm uploading this stuff to the site. I'm doing good. You're a furry, huh? So just ignore it. Believe me, I've heard worse. I've heard people claim to be like a lot worse. But no, that don't bother me. So I'm trying, I've got like a checklist that I do each night. So like, with my grids and all the stuff that I do, like I do so many of them, I do different stuff, different places and what have you. I have to make like a checklist. And so I'm usually not live, obviously, while doing the checklist, but I figured what the heck, I'll go ahead tonight and I'll go live and try to, like I said, catch up on my watch time. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm from Mississippi, so I got probably a little bit of an accent. Oh, trust me, back when I first started my original channel, oh my god, like, I can't even tell you how many, like, you're talking about weird, like, really weird comments that people would post. I'm talking, like, it made me blush. It was kind of kind of funny, flattering, but at the same time, like, what? So yeah, now it's just like, okay, you know, like, I appreciate it. Hey, Muffin, what's up? We have an accent. Oh, well, that's what I'm told, Dustin. I mean, you know, it's good to see you in here. Oh, and Dustin, I know that I know for a fact that you are um in on the stuff on the site. So, do you did you get a chance to see the new thing that I posted? It's kind of like a playbook and spacers combined together. Yeah, sometimes some live streams. I've been to like different things, like music lives, TV show lives, like just random lives, even lottery lives. I mean, just randoms. Like, I mean, like literally a little bit of everything. I have seen some really weird stuff in some live streams. I'm talking, wow. Some really crazy things have been said and done. Some of them I've been a part of because it was fun at the time just to be goofy. But yeah, there's some stuff that's quite entertaining, needless to say. But that's how they get all the people in there, right? Hey, what's up, Peter? How's it going? Oh, you haven't seen it yet, Dustin? Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, kind of what your thoughts were on it. Did you think that that might be something good for like all thousand numbers? Obviously, it would each video would cover anywhere between like 6 to 8 numbers at a time, except for trips that'd be only like 4 numbers. But so it wouldn't actually be 1,000 videos. It would be just as many as the 646 converted grid. I think 25. Let's see. Can't remember. Can't remember exactly how many videos it is, but it wouldn't be like an insane amount, like the other crazy project that I decided to do, where I'm making 10,000 videos. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Muffin. I usually, like I said, I don't normally get on here. I'm just, like I said, hanging out, needing the watch time, and I'm just doing lottery stuff. So some people find that boring too, for the lottery. And change your name, yeah. It took me forever to figure out how to do that once I came up on another profile one time. My app was messed up, and I know my messenger, like I know with like Facebook, the messenger app thing on there is like acting really weird. It's like giving me double messages from people, and it's starting it over into like a new thing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Alright, so let's see. Check. I was saying earlier, I do a checklist on all my stuff to make sure that I don't miss anything at night. So the top half of it's done. Now I just got to do my match 5 grid, the new NAMG grid, and rolling list. I hate doing Mega Millions and Powerball grids. I just don't like those grids. They're easy, super easy, super easy to do. Takes less than 5 minutes to do it, but I don't like doing them. I guess probably because there was one night I test ran my own guesses and I didn't actually go to the store and play them, and I got like 3 or 4 numbers right, and it made me mad because I would have actually won some money off of it, so I kind of got frustrated. So that might have a little bit of something to do with it. Alright, so Cash 4, Cash Pop, Converted Grid is all up in the store. Alright, so I need to do match 5. Got to get my clipboard. Alright. So yeah, so again, like I said, I appreciate you guys hanging out in here because I definitely need the watch time, and this helps. I noticed the last time I did the live, obviously, I mean, I knew it was going to help, but I didn't know it was going to help as significant as it did, and it got me like 30, 40 hours or so, so that was kind of cool. I still wish I had lottery tickets to go scratch, though. I really hate the fact that I can't get to one of the stores right now without having to drive a significant way. Although tempting. And if I can ever find my tripod, because I got it packed up somewhere with some of my stuff, I have to go to my storage unit and find it. But once I get it, I can start doing like live writings of grids and stuff, and just start having people come in and be like, okay, this is a game I played from this state, this was my last number, make a grid. And then just kind of go from there. So that's going to be fun when I'm able to do that. Do I like pancakes? Ew, I don't know about no ranch dressing with it. I'm not sure how you got kicked out of the live. It hasn't showed any type of disconnecting or loss of connection on this end. I don't know why my chat thing is not scrolling. I apologize. My chat thing's... There it goes. I don't know. It may be just like a lag up on the internet. I'm not really sure. Because mine just lagged here too. Hell, I may be... maybe because I'm uploading like 5 videos at once. It may be kind of bogging my internet down. So I apologize for that. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what was... Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be... Nope, it's gonna be for the 8th. Alright, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping in. I hope you have a good night. You're trying to get 100 scratch-offs? Which kinds are you getting? Like, just dollar ones? $5 ones? I always wanted to collect, like, the $20 tickets for as long as I possibly could without scratching them, and then just have one huge session. Just like over the course of like a year, but the games they interchange so much that I don't want to tie up that much money for $20 tickets. But I'd rather do that than just buy a book, because of the books. You know, if you buy a whole lottery scratch off book, you don't really get necessarily that much in profit back. It's usually about just under half or just a little over. And if you do make a profit book, it's usually only about like $25 to $50 over. Now, I have had change in my car, and I have went in and been like, hey, yeah, can I get just $1, any, whatever, dollar ticket? And I'd take them and throw them in my console. And when I would be like, oh, crap, I need to get some money to pay for this, or whatever, and I may not have cash on me, I would use that as like my emergency funds, and just, basically, it literally is what it is. It's a gamble, because I don't know if I'm going to get enough money back on the tickets, or if it's just going to be like, well, you know what? I'm not going to get that today. So, a girl, definitely. Female, for sure. You'll pitch in on the mix session? Yeah, definitely. I've got to figure out where my tripod's at. Like I said, I got it tied up in, the junk that I've got over. It's packed up somewhere from when I moved out of the last location I was at, and then I went to Florida and stayed for like what, 2 months or so. I've got to go find my tripod so that I can put my phone on it. I'm actually using my whatever you call this thing. It's not an iPad. It's a tablet, whatever. I don't even know what kind it is. I just turn it on and use it. Now you can tell I'm getting old because like I don't even know what I'm using anymore. All right, let's see. Match 5. What were the results? Oh wow, 9, 11, 20, 21, 22. That's crazy. That would have been a little bit harder to maneuver through. Yeah, I definitely want to do some tickets. I like them. I don't know about anybody else, but like I've tried the new $10 tickets. I bought 2, and I think I hit 50 off of it. Or was it 100? I think it was 50. Yeah, it was 50. I still got to put that in a video and post it up on the other page, on the other channel. I've still got tickets from like the very first sets of tickets we ever got. I'm talking like Mississippi Blues. I still have videos of those I still haven't posted to this day. And that's been almost 4 years ago. At least 3.5. So I'm kind of behind on getting my videos posted. And the sad part is it's actually all over onto another cell phone. So I really don't have easy access to retrieve it. Mainly because I just don't remember my password for that particular phone. But I've got quite a bit of the videos. I probably have over like 2,000 videos that I would need to actually post. Alright, so I've got the match 5 grid written. I've got the picture taken. Now I'm having to edit it up into a video. On the pre-made video, I just got to interchange the content. And then save it, upload it, edit it with a title and all that good junk, tags and stuff, and then post it on the site and all the other places that I posted. 6-8 Mississippi hashtag lottery. Alright. I've been using these hashtags and stuff, but I really just don't know how many people actually use hashtags for like the lottery. Alright, sorry I'm quiet. I'm trying to load my site so that I can post a link for this match 5 game. So I've been working on a couple things on the site. I've been working on the 646 converted page. If you have a membership there, of course, you have access to it. Then I have the Cash 4, Pick 4 pages that I'm doing, which is broken down to like all the 0 something 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 to the 0999, and then all the 100 or the thousands, and then the 2000s. So, and I still got to write up the 10,000 numbers, right? I've gotten probably 35-40% of them actually typed up, and then I got to create all the content for it and then link them. So that one's probably the biggest. I thought the one thing that I did before was one of the biggest projects that I ever done, but no, the Cash 4 is most certainly going to be the biggest project I have done. I did finish up the 646 converted. on there. And then I did start a new one today. I've only got one out of all of the different sets for Cash 3, which is the new one that when you log in. I did New York as the example, but I've got to get that one, get all those done. But yeah, like I said, if you guys just tell me where, like, you're from, not necessarily like details, but like what state, and then which games you play on the comments of like the other videos that have the Cash 3, Cash 4 workouts and stuff, then I'll try to put that in, because I have a bunch of folders, but I've started one for this particular channel so that I can put in what states to kind of start hitting, because if I'm gonna try my best not to do a whole lot of states. It just ain't nobody that's gonna, end up watching. Is it the one? No, it's the, it says new data on it, and it was from, it's the one that's talking about New York was the example. It should be, I'm opening this portion here. It's very top. It says new data collection. Then it says New York is the sample in this video based on the midday drawing of 6-7, and then you open that. It says update on the thumbnail, and then down below that, I have the writing that's clickable. But I do have to take that 1771 off because that actually was for tonight. I need to try to get the one for tonight up for tomorrow. I do have South Carolina on there though with their 6767. Because I know that I do have some South Carolina players that have been asking me to do workouts for them, and I just have not done it yet. So I'm actually going to have to try to take and post a copy of that over to my main channel as well. Oh, geez, I still got one of the other old ones on here, too. I gotta check the Georgia and Texas jackpot list. I gotta check those too and see what's going on. I've got to do the mini grids this weekend. Jesus, man, I've got a lot of stuff I gotta do. I didn't realize I had this much stuff on my list to do for this weekend. I could go ahead and get started on the state specifics tonight instead of doing the other stuff I was going to do. I was going to work on this channel this weekend. That's what I was going to try my best to do, was get as many watch hours and videos and as much of the Cash 4 side of things done between the site and this channel, and then try to get my watch time. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work out, since I got to do these mini grids. I forgot that I had to do those. I forgot it was the weekend. And then I got to do the new NAMG grid. I got to do that one. I guess I could go ahead and be doing that one now. Sorry, it's getting hot in here. I've turned that loud air conditioner off so that it can drain the water out. Although I'm about to have to turn that thing back on. It's getting kind of warm in here. And Lord knows I can't sleep unless it's cool in here. So, Dustin, what do you think about the that new grid? I know tonight it really let me down, but for yesterday and midday, it nailed it. I mean, just straight up nailed it on the on that grid. But tonight, I'm not sure what happened. Otherwise, I think it's been doing pretty darn good. I'm actually doing that grid as we speak here. So I'm gonna be alright. Sometimes the repeats are getting ridiculous. Usually they do that for trips, but you know how Mississippi is. They don't want to let go of them trips. And when they do, they throw them over to the cash 4. So at this point, like, there's so many states that are overdue and pending on trips and false trips that actually either one is just as equally due, or their cash 4 side. Now, some of the states, I will say this, some of the states that's got like Pick 5 has been throwing an extremely large amount of the trips, false trips, and even false quads in them, because I've had a couple players send me a message and was like, hey, I know you don't normally do these, but can you help me figure out what's going on? And I've been looking at some of the Pick 5 and trying to get maybe a little bit of an idea about some of it, because I really do figure maybe by the end of this year, depending on how the summer goes with the promotions and stuff and the fall promotions they do, I think we may get Pick 5, if not at the end of this year, potentially March of next year, I figure. February, March. Because they love the money too much. They know that these numbers games are going to bring in a significant amount of money, although they're not releasing it and paying the players enough. Because when you get cash 4 and there's only like 30 winners, knowing that's 30 individual tickets that were sold, even though like none of them are jackpots, they're all just, a mashup of $17, $20, $30, $40 or something, and then you may have some that's a couple thousand, but they're not paying out a significant amount in percentage-wise that is being paid into the state. Because I personally have seen people in the store where, because sometimes I'll stay in the store and I'll chat with the cashiers and the customers that know me and stuff. I'll sit there and I'll talk to them. And I know for a fact that they're buying anywhere between, just in that store, in that couple hours time, I have seen at least 300-400 tickets sold on a busy day. Because there's one guy, I have seen him come in and buy 100 tickets on his own. And then you have people come in, 10, 15 tickets here, 5, 10 here. I mean, it adds up. And they're bringing in at least 50 cents to $1 per each one. That's if they don't get the fireball. And that's if they only play the minimum, So I know some of these people, they play fireball and all $1 and it's $2 tickets. So I know they're bringing in money. I just don't understand why they're not giving it out. I think they've combined all of their prize money. I'm thinking that's what it is. They've combined it. So like all of your cash 3, 4, the Lotto America even, match 5, I think all of our number games are just kind of tossed together into one financial pool. And I'm thinking that maybe they're just basing it off that fact that there's like this new $2 million plus jackpot waiting to get hit on that other game. Although I'm finding that people don't like playing it, ironically enough. So I'm really curious as to how many they actually sell, because everybody I've spoken with says they don't like it. Yeah, I think they let the funding build up to where they can get those trips and stuff like that to kind of double up. And also, I think they get a lot of pressure from people about the trips in Cash 3. Because Cash 3 is easily one of their top money making games. It's got to be. Because it's just 3 numbers. Now, Cash Pop I know is probably a big deal because it's only 15 numbers and people are thinking they got a better chance of 15 numbers versus, the 1,000. Oh, it's on the national level with it? Oh, so they probably don't pull that in with our other stuff then. So, the Match 5, Cash 4, Cash 3, and Cash Pop, I think they all share the same pot. You know what I mean? I think they cross those. Although I will say, Match 5 is kind of fun, and I've been kind of playing here at the house, like on paper. Not really going to the store and buying any, of course, which I probably could have won probably several thousands of dollars at this point. But I'm practicing on paper, like I tell other people, with this grid, and then kind of just waiting to see how it's going to go. And then when I feel really lucky about it, I'm going to go in and try to play. I got 4 numbers one night. You talking about mad? Boy, I was mad. Because that would have been a decent amount of money there. And I even had told somebody, which I don't normally do, I had told them, I was like, I'm probably going to play these numbers. Because usually, if you tell somebody you're going to play those numbers, they usually play them too. And because of the fact that, you can have everybody win out of the same thing. So if there's 5 people that play the same set of 5 numbers, all 5 people win. Whereas, unlike the Cash 3, where everybody, if you win, nobody's dipping into somebody else's winnings and has to, divide it up. But I did tell somebody the numbers that night. I said, yeah, this is what I'm playing. And surprisingly, they didn't go play those numbers. And I'm like, normally people would. And they didn't. They did play 2 of them. I think they won like, I don't know, $40 or something. But I really thought they would have played the whole set. But, sometimes people will, sometimes they won't, I guess. Let's see, what was I going to put on here? So I've got that one done. Alright, so. And see, I thought I had played that Lotto America in Missouri when I was there. And I don't think I had any luck with it. Yeah, definitely. I do know that 33 is not showing up, and it's been a minute since they played 33. So 27 and 33, 22 and 33 would be some of the sets, the 3 sets of numbers I would most certainly be watching for, because neither one of those are set up in the grid. 34 is due, 33, 34, 32 is showing. They're either going to run 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, because it's part of the middle set of numbers. Or they're going to run the 32, 31, 30, 35, 34. Or 3 or 13. Those sets. Because if you ever look, unless it happens to be different tonight, when you look at the Match 5, they usually will play one of those middle digits. Either the one to the left or the one to the right. And on this one, it's 53 sitting in the middle. So if you mirror every possible combination going in a counterclockwise or clockwise, either way, if you just write all those sets down, usually 2 out of the 5 numbers usually are coming from that set. Usually. So it's just a matter of picking the right 2, which narrows you down from like all of the numbers you can choose from. It narrows you down at least to 2 of them or a few of them that you can pick 2 out of, and then just kind of fan out of the grid from there. And since they played all 20, 21, and 22, I'm thinking they may end up repeating that 22 or bumping it to, of course, 27. Or they'll play somewhere right in that center part, like maybe 26 or 20, 25. And they'll probably, I think they're going to drop 33 in the next 2 draws, because it should be coming up, just based on what it's looking like. The match 5 grid is actually kind of fun, because it's played the same way as all the other grids, but it's, for me, I don't know, match 5 is just more fun. Alright, so I'm hoping that this grid is going to do good and provide the actual numbers without the mirror, because every time it's played, it's done it without the mirror forms on Mississippi until tonight. It did the 779, wasn't even on it, and then the other one had it mirrored over. But the Fireball's been also, if you notice, the Fireball has even been sitting right there next to and then connected to the number as well, which I don't intend for that to happen. Like, I don't design it thinking of anything about the Fireball. I don't even remotely consider the Fireball in anything that I do. I actually pretend like it don't even exist. So the fact that it's lining up in there too is kind of interesting, because now it's intrigued my interest. It's piqued my interest, because I'm wondering if maybe that Fireball could be a start point in the algorithm for an upcoming draw, and using the Fireball as my entry digit versus the ones that I'm using now, and replace it. I'm just wondering if that's going to be something that I could do, and if so, then that would be great, and if not, then, you know, time wasted. So I'm just uploading the video here, the NAMG. Which I don't even know why. Like, I had to come up with something, because I can't call it my, you know, mini grid, because I already have a mini grid. So I don't want to call it the new mini grid, because if I come out with a new mini grid, then it's going to be my new mini grid. You see what I'm saying? So, so I just named it NAMG, which is New Algorithm Mini Grid. It was what it, stands for, it's short for. So, oh shoot, I haven't even released the Match 5 video yet. Here I am talking about it and looking at it, and I haven't even released it yet. Alright, and I can mark that off my to-do list. It's there and on the site. Alright. Yeah, it's kind of like, I was going to name it the Advanced Mini Grid, but then I'm thinking, if I ever change that too, then it's got to be like a updated Advanced Mini Grid. You know what I mean? Like, I could never figure out what would make it sound good, but I just went with NAMG, because, like, NAMG, you know, it's like, go check out my NAMG, yo. It just sounds so stupid, but it fits. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to go with it. But, yeah, and plus it's catchy, because people see those initials, they're going to be like, what is that? So when I post it, you know, maybe it'll get the attention of people. And I've got to where I'm just kind of in people's faces online now, because I've got to where I just post my stuff wherever. And I'll post it in 8 places. And, you know, part of me is like, well, you know, I don't want to upset anybody by posting a whole bunch of stuff that's the same thing. But at the same time, I get new viewers, I get new people, and I hope I didn't just post the wrong video. No, okay. But yeah, I get new people and stuff like that viewing it off these places that I'm posting. And I hate joining groups on Facebook because they're like, well, what are you joining my group for? You already know how to do this stuff. It's like, are you trying to come and find and use our stuff? It's like, no, I'm trying to come promote my stuff, you know, because I know my stuff works. So I'm just trying to help you guys out, you know, and they can use yours, mine, and maybe together they'll put 2 and 2 together and get their win, you know. But I am thinking about creating a new Cash 3, Cash 4, just in general, a new lottery group that doesn't have my name attached to it. I mean, it may show that I'm an admin or whatever, but just creating a new group and then just kind of just let it go. You know what I mean? See what happens. Because all the competition and things like that from from previous stuff that was going on, I really felt like I couldn't run my page or my groups or any of my stuff the way that I wanted to. Now I'm just kind of at the point where I'm gonna make my content. I'm just gonna do it the way I'm gonna do it, and either you use it or you don't. And it's not to be ugly. It's just that I feel like I have more freedom over my stuff a little bit. Alright, so there's that one. I need to post this. Alright. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes for tomorrow. So I finished up my TV series that I was watching for like the 10th time now, which was Wentworth. It's an Australian prison show, basically. Like kind of like Orange is the New Black, but it's based in Australia, and it's got some really interesting, very unique characters in it, and I really enjoy watching that one. And so every time I've watched it, that last season, which is technically 2 seasons put together, based on what I heard, they ended up losing their contract or whatever. They decided they weren't going to go for a 10th season, which technically season 8 would be 8 and 9. So their 9th, 10th, whatever you want to call it, season, they didn't get renewed for, based on what I was reading. And so it kind of leaves you with a very positive ending, but at the same time, a very cliffhanger. I want to know what's going on, because now I've watched all these seasons. I've spent all these hours watching it. I want to know what's happening next. So I ended up going, which I don't ever do, I ended up going to like some community fan-based type, you know, I hate to even use this because I'm not an anime type person, but it reminds me of it, but like these fantasy type groups or whatever, to kind of see what the users or the viewers, shall I say, have decided that they would have taken the character based off of the entire set of the entire season and all of the seasons. And it was kind of interesting to see some of the perspectives that people had. And it was very, some of them were very stupid, very, very stupid. But some of them were very, very much agreeable and on point. And so I feel like I kind of got closure on some of it. But now I want to watch it all over again. Because that last season, I didn't really get a chance to, like, when I would play it, I would play it in the background while I was doing, like, my work. Instead of me, like, sitting here on live right now, I would typically be watching Netflix or listening to Netflix. So this last time, I'd get caught up watching it. That's why some nights my videos are running, like, 30 minutes late, because I'd be in the middle of writing my grid, and it's like, oh my god, it's getting good, I don't remember this part, and I'd sit there and I'd watch it, and the next thing I know, the episode's over. I'm like, I feel like I should be doing something. Oh crap, I gotta go back to work. So, you know, I've had those moments. And then I was watching this Netflix review channel. I don't know the name of it. I just know it's Netflix Reviews is what they do, and they basically go through, and they have got a printed, somehow they got like a printed list of everything that's basically on Netflix, and they're going through and watching them and breaking them down into either episodes, depending on how long they are, or seasons. And so, sorry, I'm getting tired. Um, so like I've been watching some of that, and that's been kind of entertaining because they point out things that you normally wouldn't see. Of course, on just you generally watching, you may have missed over some what they call like the Easter eggers or whatever. So I've picked up on some of those things, but I know there was a lot of controversy in around like watching the Connors. But I grew up watching Roseanne, the original series, and I loved it. I'd come home from school, and that was like one of the things I'd watch later that evening would be Roseanne. I mean, it was like every single night that I could possibly watch it, I would. And so, despite the whole political side of it, because I tried to not let their personal things interfere with how I felt about the show, but I actually enjoy the show. There's some things about it's kind of like, they really could have done without that, or they tried too hard. But overall, I actually enjoy the show because I like seeing where the characters have advanced to. And I hate that, Roseanne herself's not on there, but because, when she made the show. Yes, and Family Matters. I wish they would do an updated version of Family Matters of the original cast. Granted, I know not all of the people are still alive, unfortunately, but they could still do a spin-off. They could even do one where it's like their kids or something. I mean, they definitely could do something, because Full House did. And I'm telling you, Full House, dude, that was my show. In fact, my niece is named after one of the characters on the show's real name. Like, she's named after one of the actresses, from the show. And so, because my sister, she loved the show so much, so she named one of her kids from it, which I thought was kind of cool. But and then even with all the controversy from they had Jesse and everybody on there, but see, even now, Danny Tanner or whatever, he's not there. So even if they did do a comeback show and another series on it, or another season, he's not there, and Aunt Becky, Rebecca, whatever, she's not on there because the whole controversy of her and the college thing about her kid. So it's kind of interesting to see where they take things, even though they can't use all the characters. I think they could make it work with Family Matters. I think they could. That was one of my favorite shows, too. Eddie's friend, I cannot think of his name to save my life, but he was one of my favorite ones on there because he was always so goofy. I've actually met the guy that plays Steve Urkel. I can't think of his real name right now, but I actually met him when, I don't know if you remember this or not, Dustin, like when they had Stars Over Amory. He was actually, Waldo, that's his friend's name. Yes, thank you. It's been a minute since I'd seen it. But that guy had came to the, he's got like a unique name, but anyway, the guy that played Steve Urkel, he came to Amory, and he was a jerk to people. He was, I remember him being just hateful. He was not a very friendly, but he didn't like it because people were calling him Urkel. James White, I think is his name, or something. Like, I don't know, it's like something that's, or Jaleel, yeah, something like that. I don't know, I may be pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, White was his last name. And like, he would get mad because they weren't calling him by his first name, and they were calling him by, Urkel, Steve's last name on there. And it's just, I don't know, it kind of ruined him for me as an actor, but I love the show despite it. And then, of course, Michelle's not on Full House, or Fuller House. I thought that was it kind of sucked because, she was always one of the ones that I liked on the show, but Stephanie was always my favorite. But I always wanted to see what it would be like, as she got older. And so when I heard about that they were coming out with these, new series, I was excited. Probably too excited about the Full House one. It seems like there was another one that they had talked about putting back into a new series, and I cannot remember what it was. But it was one of the ones we used to watch, growing up. And then I was scrolling through the reels and stuff the other day, like just looking at just whatever popped up, just killing time. And Ricky Lake showed up on there. It's like, what? I have not seen Ricky Lake since like early 90s. I remember being super little watching that. Like, I don't even remember. I don't even remember like all the details of it, but I remember watching her. And why I watched her, I don't know. I was just a kid. I mean, like a little kid, but I guess I'd get on there and wait for him to fight, I don't know. It surprised me when I seen her pop up. It's like, oh, heck. I forgot she existed. What is it, Nova? Hey, baby. She's passed out asleep over here. She had a fun evening outside playing. Yesterday, or whenever it was that it rained and stuff. Yesterday, the day before it come that storm. I took her out, and she got in every single possible mud hole, I think, in the entire county. Because she would, not only would she just run through the mud holes, she would lay down in them, then she'd stick her head into them and blow bubbles, and then she would roll over in them. And I'm talking about a dog, by the way, for anybody that comes in and is like curious what I'm talking about. It's a dog. But yeah, it's she's something else. She definitely has her own unique personality, for sure. I need to write up some new diamond boards too, because I'm having to recycle some of the same ones every time I do this. I need to sit down and run the algorithm again to check to see if they're still, because I haven't checked them in about probably 3 weeks, maybe a month. I need to check and make sure they're still hitting as accurately. I don't even know if any of you guys use those. I've gotten a couple of hits off of them just by playing a digit out of the middle and then just following the line and connecting 2 other random digits to it. I mean, just literally randomly picking numbers, and I'd get hits. And then sometimes I'd just mirror a digit just because, and I would get a hit. So I really do need to go through and run some updates on that. I don't know if that, I want to say that the 779 that dropped tonight was on one of the overdue lists. I can't, I don't remember offhand. Man, I deleted the message from them. I had sent it to somebody this morning, and now I can't find where I sent it, so I can't figure out. Maybe that's what it is, that it came out last week that I was looking at it. I think that's what it was. I was looking at, that's where it seems so familiar from. Oh, I see. It's on the rolling list. That's why it was on the rolling list. Those 779 was in the exact order too. Oh, it's on there twice. Oh crap. Well, if I would have looked at that, I would have went and played it. Because usually if I see numbers on there for 2 days in a row, the exact same numbers, I usually will play them because, somebody's going to get it. Why not us? It may have. I don't know which one it was. I just know that I found where I'd been seeing it at. It was on the rolling list, so that's why it seems so somewhat fresh in my brain. Do you think though? Oh, hey, what's up, Pastel? What do you think about the cache 4 section that I've added to it, Dustin? I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that's going to be helpful for when, granted, once it's completed, being able to go in and just pull that up and have the 5 workouts sitting right there, already having everything, you know, individually marked on it, minus the date sum being highlighted? If I did that, that would be way too many. I would have to do 5 sets of each sets of number if I had to do a video per each date sum. Wow, that'd be a lot. That'd be 50. That'd be 250,000 workouts I'd have to write. I'm sorry, but I ain't doing that. 250,000 workouts. Jesus Christ. Yep, won't be doing that. Everybody will just have to mark their own, highlight their own number off of it. That would be, man, it would probably take me 10 years to do that. At the rate that I'm going now, anyway. I can't find my list of my numbers here. Okay, there they are. No, it was 977 that we got last week. I see it right here. I pulled up my spacing. And yeah, it was 977. See, last time they pulled that 0 straight off of it, which makes me think they may not pull that 0 back off of it this time. Again, if they do, they may. It's about time for them to start dropping that 202575770, one of those inside Mississippi again. That, or it's due for the 494499, or I personally think the 38's coming. That's not from any specific data. That's just me sitting here saying I think that the 38's coming. Because usually off that 6-1, it's usually not long you see 38 come. And we'll probably see the 1-2-3 series mirror over probably about 2 more times by the end of the month for Mississippi. A series is actually even looking good too. 808 quick pick. Yep, that 38's coming back. It definitely's got to be getting ready to swing back. I don't know that it's going to do it this weekend, but I figure by Wednesday, Thursday, if it hasn't dropped by then, one of those days, Wednesday, Thursday, should trigger the 38. So it should be in by Friday. If, like, my memory, I'm doing this based off of, like, memory here. Not any particular workouts, just based off memory and just what's kind of the pattern. It should be here by Friday. And I know that's a whole week from now. But that's what, 14 draws? For Texas, that would be like, what, 3 days? Because anytime you base stuff on the algorithm of the system, you have to look at Texas. Because Texas pulling those 4 draws a day, the system has to be able to keep up pulling accurate data from a 1 draw state all the way up to a 4 draw. So anytime I look at, like, oh, 14 draws, I think about Texas. So in reality, our 14 draws really isn't much. That's like, what, 3.5 days for Texas, yeah. And I noticed too, we've been kind of tag team and bouncing off of Ohio for about the last month pretty well. So, like, they get a number, we either get the backup of it, the mate of it, an altered mirror form of it of some sort. And then today, this morning, what, that 683 or 631? Yeah, 631 that we got. It was exactly the same as another state, same order. And then tonight, there were 2 states that got the exact same number in the exact same order. Typically, that don't happen. Not on an average, everyday thing. So that's letting me think that something in the system is... They're either going to drop a lot of triples through a lot of states in a short period of time, whether it's Cash 3 or Cash 4, I don't 100% know, but it looks like that's what I've seen happen before. So I'm kind of thinking maybe as we start to get around 6/16 of the month, I think 2 days before to 2 days after that time frame, I think that's when we're really going to start seeing a lot of trips, false trips, potentially even more quads, false quads. And if you look, Arizona actually got 977 tonight. So they're even pulling off of, they're pulling the same numbers as us. It's not in the exact order, but it's definitely there. Oh, there's those false quads. Kentucky took them 9444. Dang it. We had a trigger on the board, and the system's trying so hard to drop those quad 4s and quad 9s, because if you look back over the course of the last week, there has been so many different drops of those 4s and 9s dropping false quads this past week. My dog is snoring. I don't know if you guys can hear that. She's over here snoring. She played hard this afternoon. So I'm pulling up. Let's see. Who was that got the exact same thing? Oklahoma and Puerto Rico got the exact same number, 441. Now us and Arizona got 779, but theirs is backwards from ours. But Georgia this morning got the exact same number as Arizona did tonight. So see, there's a lot of quote-unquote duplicated numbers in the exact order for several states in the same day, which, that's what I'm saying, leads me to think that they're about ready to drop quite a few trips, false trips, quads and false quads in one short period of time. So like 8899 dropped, 3399 dropped, Oregon and North Carolina. There's a lot of 99 pairs inside the Cash 4 side of things that I'm looking at. They may be dropping trip 4s tomorrow in a state. Possibly trip 9s. We very well could see that. We could see a state drop those because of the way that the couple of these numbers are trying to throw. Idaho has the potential of trip 3, trip 8, or false sets. Let me see here. I won't remember any of this later, so if anybody asks me later, I'm not going to remember this. You'll have to go back through the live stream. Maryland might could see a set of trips. I'm thinking probably false. And I think they may end up throwing it into Cash 4. But they could be seeing that. Yeah, you know how Tennessee is. Tennessee's definitely definitely one of those that like to. And they just got 1, 2, 3 today. So That's trip trigger right there because it's a series. And if I'm not mistaken, 947 is a trip trigger. I think 779 can trigger trips, so Mississippi very well could see a trip in the next couple of days this weekend. We very well could, because if you go back and look, anytime any form of what I call my 927, if you go back and look, most of the time you see a form of that drop, trips usually aren't too far behind. It's usually within a few, if it's going to drop, it's usually within a few days. And it could be a false trip, you know, or they could throw it into the Fireball. That's the only problem. That's why I don't like Fireball, is because they very well could take that and throw it into the Fireball portion, so that, yeah, more people win, but they win a lot less. And they do technically have a quote-unquote trip in the system. That's why I don't like that. Let's see. I'm looking for one specific number, and I don't see it on the board. I see mirror forms of it. Maybe California. Maybe they'll get it, because they got 089 tonight, or 809. They might be seeing a trip. Georgia could, because I know 369 will actually trigger, can open up the possibility of a trip, false trip. Like I said, if they don't screw the states over and throw it into a cash 4, then some of these states should really be seeing one pretty soon. Dang, girl, how loud you gonna snore over there? For H, yeah. Let me see my spacers. We just had H line up the other day when 064 dropped. So yesterday morning. And then the draw before that. And then 2 draws before that. So it's definitely lined up. Oh yeah, Mississippi's been all over them. I mean, I can't even tell you, like, at least, what, 10? In the past several weeks, we've had at least 10. What, 887 is the last that I have on my board here. 929. And then we had the 779, of course, that we had, like, the sets of the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's been several of them. So they're either going to do one of two things. These states that are lining up on the trips, false trips, they're either going to push out a lot of doubles with some mix-up of mirrored pairs, or they're going to throw an actual trip, or possibly a false trip and then a couple of extra doubles in the time frame. Or they're going to throw a true trip into cash 4 of the states that have that option. That's the way I've seen it usually end up being. And I'm still waiting on Mississippi to get 237. I probably should have mentioned that in the video tonight. I should have mentioned 237. If we don't get that by like Monday night, something's got to be up, because we should really be seeing. We've had way, and they may do it this way. Instead of being the 273, it may be 382 or 387. That's probably what they're going to try to do. I bet you they run it because that 3/8s do. That 382, 387. I mean, I'm writing this down. 387, 382. MS. All right, I'm gonna go get those tickets tomorrow because I'm gonna try to get it to where I can get them each day for like the next. I'll probably get them through Monday night, especially if they do actually throw that 3-8 pair, and you look at it like that. It's logical coming up for a 3-8. I just hate when they do that overlap, you know, like in the spacers where I've talked about in the video where it brings in the next draw or the next. So I don't know if they do throw that 0 or 5 tomorrow morning. You know, they may repeat back that 303, 335. They you know, they may repeat that number. Different mirror form. 808, like you said, you got that while ago. So I do know that 588 is one that is, I think, due. I know 558 is, but I also know too that you watch for the mate of it. So realistically, you could look at 558. That would be okay, because you know there's never one direct way to pull the numbers. Okay, so think of it this way: we know that the 50 from the 150 should be a repeat. It has been the extended amount of time that it's going to take. It's usually within 3 to 5 draws. So now we're going into what, the 7th, 8th draw. So that means that when it hits again, it's likely to pull from an over, yeah, I see where that's at on here. So it's possible we very well could see that 5-5 in the next, like if they decide to do this tomorrow. Tomorrow would be a great time for them if they do drop that 5 to throw a 5-5-8, maybe 5-3-8. If they do 5-3-8, it's only going to hit one time in the 6-4-6. It's only going to hit one time in the prior one, and it's only going to hit one time in the one before that. So I don't think, maybe they're not going to do that one just yet. Okay, so maybe scratch the 5-8-8 in any mirror. However, 5-5-8 looks good. That would hit 1, 2, 3 times in the previous 6-4-6. It would hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would hit 5 technical points in the one before that. 1, 2, 3 times in the one. Yeah. So if you base it off of history, the 5-5-8, 5-0-8, 5-5-8, 5-5-3, 0-0-8, 0-0-3, 0-5-3, 0-5-8. Okay, I think I covered all the mirrors. If you look at it that way, those should technically, based on history, should be the ones that would have a higher likelihood based on that data. Otherwise, you're looking, if they do decide to go run that 3-8 with the 2, if they decide to eliminate that 5 or 0, because, you know, they just played this 9-7-7, like you said, like last week, and they pulled that 5-0, the 3-3-5 immediately after that. So I don't think they're going to pull that exact same pattern. They may be trying to trick us, though. I don't think they're going to pull that same pattern. They're probably going to not drop the 5-0 in the following draw. They may roll that out into the next one, and tomorrow evening they may play that 5-8 pair. Mm. 0-8. 0-8 hasn't been played at all. Look back at the last 15. 0-8's the cold pair out of it, because we just got 3-5 twice this week, 5-8 just yesterday evening. Before that was 5-8 before that, literally. And then 5-8 before that. 8-0 is the overdue pair. I need to make a note of this and put this in the member section because you guys need to know that. 0-8 overdue, Mississippi. Yeah, May 23rd, 303 drop. I don't have my stuff to pull up the 08. I don't have no data. I don't have my other book. I accidentally threw that paper away. My spacers before this one, so all that data, I've lost it. I don't have it in front of me. I have no way of going through and getting it unless I go back and just happen to pull one of the weekend videos. But 08, yeah, definitely looks like the overdue set that needs to be Mississippi overdue pair. 8-0. 6, 7. I'm just going to still consider this the 7th. Research. Alright, so mini grid wise, let's look at this. I mean, 08's not really in a prime position on the mini grid. I mean, it's there. Don't get me wrong, it's there. They may roll that. They may roll that 2 or 7. They may roll it. I'm writing a note. This one I got quiet. So I put a note on here through Weekend Monday. I'm putting watch possibles for the all different combinations of 2-5, and then watching the 3-8, and then watching that 8-0 as an overdue. But now if you look at the NAMG that I did, that 5-3 hits twice in the center of the grid. Twice. And I just realized something. Two, 3, 5 is an overdue digit for Mississippi. And that actually pieces each of these together. 3 from the over, like waiting for that 3-8. It pulls 1 from that digit. It pulls the 2-5 out of the possible sets that I talked about watching. And it is a form of the 8-0 if they try to pull a slick one on us. They may take it and run it 2-8-5. I doubt it. I mean, I'm sorry, not 2-8-5. 2-8-0. Any order, or 2-3-5, because 2-3-5 is overdue, and they like to take and throw a mirrored form shortly before actually dropping the actual overdue digit. So I am going to take a picture of that paper that I'm jotting all this down on, and then I'll post that up there for you guys in a video on the members section. That way y'all have all the data. Because it would suck, I'm sitting here looking at it, and then there's only like a handful of us, that's in and out of this video. And then I'll be like, oh, I talked about that yesterday. And then people will get mad, be like, well, I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. And then I'll feel bad because then I'll remember, oh crap, it was on the live stream. Because I've actually done that one time before. I sat down and just started going over stuff. And the next thing I know, I actually called 2 or 3 states that video. And I talked about it later on. Well, Georgia was one of them. And on my Georgia viewers, boy, they were mad. They were hot. I'm talking one of them was so mad they wanted me to cancel their membership that day. And that was back when I had it on YouTube, which if you cancel it, you still have the access all through the rest of the month. And they were like, I don't even want to see it. They're like, I'm so mad at you. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was live. I thought, this is what happens when you go live. You just kind of start looking at stuff. So I've kind of learned to take notes And out of my notes, these are some of the ones that I'm definitely watching for. But I do kind of like that 387, 382. Well, I'm even going to write that down too, so in case if anybody happens to see it and like it, they can play it. It is in the absent section. Not absent, but the it's outside of the boxes. On the last workout from the spacers, it's outside the box. And that would be a slick way for them to pull that. Since we just got the 7.7, I don't think they would turn around and run a 2. I mean, well, they could, but I don't think they would run a 2.7. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1's our coldest digit. No, it's not. We just had 631, so that wouldn't be right. So let me do this again. 0, 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 2 is our cold digit. 2. They could roll a 2 in tomorrow's. Yeah, that just goes to stand the theory, to back the theory of the 25207570, which would put the 2520 at primary. Which again goes into saying 235280. So what do you think? I mean, that... Did I confuse you and lose you? I know what I'm looking at, but I don't know. I may confuse the heck out of you. I don't know. We should certainly see that 2, though, play back tomorrow, either in the morning or the night draw. Unless that's going to be the digit they hold for an extended period of time. Which, we've gotten quite a few 2s prior to that one dropping. I still like it, though. I still like those 2 numbers. Yeah, I like those 2 numbers regardless. Well, I just got a notification. My battery on this little tablet is at 9%. So, I realize also that I've been on here for an hour and a half. So thank y'all for coming in and hanging out and helping me with my watch time. I do greatly appreciate it. And hopefully when I post the next one, or next time I go live, you guys can come back in and just hang out. Eventually over time we'll get more people in. Because I didn't do any promotions on it tonight. But hopefully we'll be able to get more people in, and everybody can kind of discuss more numbers and theories or charts or whatever it is they want to look at. Talk about different states. And once I find my tripod, I can actually sit down and write the workouts and show you guys as I do them. So hopefully that will be something that I can do pretty soon. I'll have to go to storage when I go back to town and look for it. But yep, that's it for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put this research section into a video. Then I'm going to turn on this thing onto the charger. I'm probably going to watch some Netflix. I'm going to do some extra work. I got to do the rolling list and then get it posted. And then I have to do all the state-specific mini grids this weekend. So I might as well go ahead and get started on that, because the more I do tonight, the less I got to do tomorrow, because I have got a lot to do tomorrow, work-wise and at the house. So I've got a significant amount of things I need to do. So I will see y'all later. Thank you again for coming in, helping me with the watch time, chatting and discussing stuff. I appreciate it. Thank you. Dustin, I do appreciate that. And bouncing the information and stuff off of one another about these numbers as well. But I will see y'all later. Thank y'all for stopping in. If you haven't subscribed and you're still here listening, be sure to hit subscribe. I'll see y'all later.